Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 5 questions in about 15 minutes. And I'd like to welcome our guest today. This is Nicholas Domnisch, and he is one of the CEO of EES Health out of New York, New York. Nicholas, thank you so much for taking time to join me on the podcast today. What would you like the audience to know about EES Health?
Sean, well, thank you so much for having me. I guess to start off in one sentence, EES Health is a software development and consulting agency based out of New York City and specifically focused on digital health. And I guess maybe another good thing to share with the audience, a thing a mentor told me once was always, focus your time on solving big problems that could make a big, large, tangible, positive impact. And that was the mentality that me and my business partner, Brian Doss, had kind of when we were coming up with the idea to build EES Health. And now we spend our time helping clients solve some of the difficult challenges in healthcare and try to make care more affordable, accessible, and high quality for everyone. So that's what we've been up to.
Wow, that is a very large vision, and I love it because that is definitely an area that needs some attention is healthcare in this country and worldwide for that matter. But that's awesome. Well, hats off to both of you for your efforts to do that. And of course, wish you every success in accomplishing that vision. So that's great.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, you bet. Well, let's go ahead and get started with our questions. Nicholas, as you guys have been building your business, is there a challenge that you've overcome that you're especially proud of?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of challenges. As an entrepreneur, there's always plenty of different challenges. I guess one that's probably common for a lot of people was COVID, right? And COVID happened. It was difficult for everyone, no doubt. I think for us, it was a little bit unique since we're on the healthcare technology side, right? So as similar to everyone else, we had some of our cash flows drying up and some of these projects getting put on hold. Instead of kind of going after the money and trying to search for more clients during that time, we actually focused on how could we help? How could we take action with the skill sets that we have? Coincidentally, around the same time, one of my buddies from a previous startup accelerator called me up. He said, hey, we're looking to build ventilators. I don't know if you remember, there was a huge ventilator shortage. Yes. He had like 3 engineers, wound up going there. Thought I was going to go for a weekend. I wound up there for 3.5 months. But we were able to grow that team from those 3-4 people to 250 people, get a low-cost, mass-producible ventilator into the market, pass through the emergency use authorization with the FDA, and actually, won some cool awards. We won the Autodesk Award of Excellence for making the world a better place, and the ventilator was actually exhibited in the Smithsonian Museum. So,
wow.
Yeah, really cool. It kind of turned COVID on its head for that. And we really were all looking to kind of help. It was a nonprofit. It eventually got acquired, but a lot of great people came together to help for the cause, and couldn't have done it without everyone else. But obviously it was a challenge that we were able to overcome together.
Oh, I love that story. So congratulations on all of those awards and recognitions that you had. But I love what you guys did, pulled together 250 people. That's a lot of people to assemble, organize, lead. And boy, hats off to you guys. That is fantastic. What a great story. Great story.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad it was a fun experience for you as well. All right. Question number 2. Nicholas, how can a leader help to foster creativity within a team or a company?
Yeah, that's a good one. So creativity is very important, right? And I think for me, it comes down to 3 main things, right? So you have to give people freedom, you have to give them the tools, and then you have to give them access to seamless collaboration, right? So for example, if you were to give your team paintbrushes, paint, right, and the tools, and that's that portion of it, put them in a room together, and then have them freely express and work together for a certain percentage of their time. They work together to express their ideas and bring them to reality through using those tools and each other. You're going to wind up with some pretty sweet paintings at the end of the day, right? So I guess, for me, that kind of helps to, promote this collective creativity. And something pretty similar on the healthcare side that we've done is these systems, healthcare was really disjointed, right? And not really known for being super creative. I think building these systems that have interoperability to be able to communicate with one another, bringing all the information and communications into one centralized platform, have now enabled more of these market players and stakeholders in the industry to communicate, collaborate with each other, and express their ideas, and eventually put them into action and make creative solutions to things before might not have been available and really easy to do. So that's kind of what we've been up to, and working with a client to build out a digital ecosystem. But creativity is super important, and that's kind of my route from a team perspective, how I go about it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love how you've got it very structured. And I like how you have kind of created an environment that gives people the opportunity to be creative in a non-work related, but it helps to kind of get the brain waves going and thinking that way. I think that's a fantastic approach. Well done. Well
Thank
done.
you. Yeah.
All right. Well, question number 3, how can leaders help build trust between workers, employees, and team members and so forth?
Trust is a difficult one, right? That's the age old problem, been around forever. I think, with trust, there's all different types. It's kind of like a spectrum. There's all different types to trust, right? You have, I trust my mailman to deliver my mail. I wouldn't necessarily trust them to, watch my child. But I think in a broad sense, trust really comes down to a couple of key things for me. It's accountability, transparency, and then aligning people with a long-term vision. I think you start to lose a little bit of trust when you're thinking short-term, right? Because you don't really think of the consequences of any of your actions. On the transparency side, are people open and honest with each other? Is there a culture that's built around that and rewards that? And the same thing with accountability is, are people accountable for, the commitments that they make? Are they reliable? Are they going to pull through for you? And I think creating a culture around that, rewarding those things in people and promoting, open collaboration and communication between people. Ultimately, that's what leads to the camaraderie and trust that's built between them. So that's it's kind of my route from a trust perspective, as far as like the team being built. And they don't necessarily have to look to me to trust, although you try to set the example from a leadership standpoint. But, to them, amongst themselves, interpersonally, coming up with their own bond and form of trust.
Those are some great tips to really help people because, and you said this, but trust is so difficult to just create. It just doesn't happen. It has to be nurtured. It has to be in the right setting. And your ideas about accountability are really important to build that trust. Everybody's held accountable, and that's what increases the trust. I love that. Great answer.
Absolutely.
All right. Question number 4. Nicholas, can you share an experience that you've had that might be initially perceived as a failure, but you turned it into a win?
Oh, yeah, we got a couple of those as well. I think one good story to tell would be kind of when I first got into entrepreneurship. We first launched our company, right? We had this grand vision, wound up building an app of our own. And maybe we're a little bit too green behind the ears, a little bit naive coming into this, right? Thought everything was going to just happen and kind of promote itself. But we realized pretty quickly that it was difficult to raise capital towards our idea. It was difficult to get money into the app that we built because you needed a large user base. And our growth rates were not really where we wanted them to be at, right? So this was just leaving corporate world for both me and my business partner and our team. So, at this point, we're like, okay, well, we just left our jobs. We don't have money coming in. And at this point, it's looking like this product might be a complete failure, which was a little bit of a tough pill to swallow, but we actually wound up sticking with it. And, eventually getting into this business accelerator in Miami out of the Cambridge Innovation Center. Met with mentors that helped us with our business model, helped us with networking, helped us, get in front of and pitch investors. And pretty much that app got us top 100 startups at Emerge Americas globally. And got the eye of a Fortune 500 CTO. And while that app no longer exists, that CTO brought us our first enterprise software contract, and we kind of went from there. And our business model has been pretty much around enterprise software since. So that was definitely a challenge that we thought we were failing, and you couldn't have planned it that way.
Right.
But
Right.
we wound up turning it into a pretty sizable win.
That's fantastic. I love that story. Thank you for sharing it. It is always a little daunting when you hit that stage that just about every business does, where you're kind of scratching your head going, we're not quite sure what to do next. And you found the solution, an accelerator. And I love that. That's people knowing people. That's a big piece to success in any business. That's great.
Huge.
That's great. Oh, I love it.
And no one's going to tell you you're doing it wrong if you don't ask, right? So I think, we could have continued down the path of doing it wrong for a while and no one would have told us, but we wound up, finding the right mentorship, finding the right people and putting ourselves out there. And it wound up working out. So I'm excited for that. And I'm happy and I'm proud of it.
Oh, sure. And congratulations on the success. That's great.
Thank you.
All right. Our last question, Nicholas, tell us a little bit about your first job.
Yeah. First job. Well, I've had many like smaller jobs and stuff growing up, but I'll say professionally in my career. So my background is actually originally in finance. It was financial analysis and financial market regulation. Wound up interning at Goldman Sachs in private wealth management. And I guess my first full time was at FINRA. Came into their program into their examiner training program. I was actually kind of pulled from that program, boosted up almost maybe 10 years worth of experience. So I became a trainer pretty quickly, and that was because of some early successes as far as like products and projects that I worked on that were able to get some visibility from higher ups and other people throughout the organization, with a lot of help from my management and my managers and my director and things like that. So that was really helpful for me, and I'd say I'm really grateful for the opportunity to work there and work with those people. I mean, you meet amazing people along the way, and a lot of them I'm still extremely, friendly with and in touch with. And after all this time, I think it's about building a network, helping people out, and helping people whatever direction that they're looking to go in. And I think I carry a lot of those transferable skills to what I do in healthcare. As abstract as that may seem, it's definitely applicable.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think it's so abstract at all. I think it's very applicable. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. And Nicholas, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
So I don't know if you could drop my LinkedIn link at the bottom, but I also you can just find us at EES.health, and be happy to discuss. Anyone that's looking to build a digital health product or innovate in the healthcare space, or if anyone just wants to talk, needs advice on entrepreneurship, happy to chat. I really love to network. I'm a natural networker.
Yes, you have a very engaging personality, so I can see where that for you would be a natural way to go there.
I appreciate it. Likewise with you, Sean. I mean, I could talk to you all day.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com. And we also invite you to subscribe or follow the podcast, whether it's the video version or the audio version, either way. We would love to have you come join us every week as we talk to more entrepreneurs and leaders of teams. Again, this is Sean Richards reminding you to have humility to learn and then courage to act. Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a great day.